Hello everybody, this is Cyrus coming at you with another video, and tonight I'm talking about quickly and easily handling para and psi skeptics. Now keep in mind, I don't mind real skepticism. In fact, I invite skepticism. For a long time, the paranormal and psi community has dealt with what we commonly call pseudo-skepticism. So these are crusaders who are disguising themselves as skeptics when really they're trying to defend their kind of edgy, quasi-atheist belief system. So, unfortunately, it is considered, I don't know how to say it, not cool among people in my generation to embrace these topics. Usually, the edgier and more hardcore you are, the more, I don't know, popular, accepted your views are going to be when you're around pseudo-intellectual millennials. So, again, embracing psi topics, para topics, not as well accepted as being a hardline skeptic and saying none of it's real, there is no proof of any of it, and people are all deluding themselves. And I think this has to do with general tendency for people to presume the worst and also to show how resilient they are in getting accolades because of it. So there's always been a predisposition to say that people who study things like life after death or have experiences on this level are somehow not strong enough, not manly enough, not edgy enough to handle reality the way reality really is. And that's why typically people who embrace these topics are considered to be a little bit softer, not as gritty, not as capable of handling the hard, bitter truths of reality. So there's various motivations for these mindsets. That's the best way I can figure it. And, I don't want to necessarily bring all those people into this channel to hog up all the comments and cause problems and harass people. But it's tough because I'm a personality type where I prefer having people around me who disagree with me or have different opinions. Because what I don't like are echo chambers. And I always appreciate debating, even if it's on the internet where frankly, there's a little bit too much arguing, but I still engage in it all the time, and I don't mind it. So, in the event that you do deal with people like this, I wanted to create a resource that will quickly and effectively kind of scare away the people who are not serious about debating the issue, because I'm not here to get the essentially culture warrior crusaders here to, on a philosophical belief system, try to say none of this stuff is real. Like I'm more interested in having actual people willing to engage the evidence. Like we all know where I stand in this. I talk about going out of my body and meeting dead people, so so that's already well established. But it's like this weird rattling sound coming from my computer. I don't know what that means. If a computer begins making rattling sounds, does that mean that it's about to die? Is my computer going to enter into the computer afterlife soon? I don't know. Anyway, where was I? So I found this page, which was originally compiled by the site Spirit Science. It was later recompiled by the exopolitical site Stillness in the Storm. And what we're looking at is well over 100 peer-reviewed studies concerning topics from psi and life after death, healing at a distance, physiological correlations at a distance. And these are all topics that, again, are peer-reviewed, sometimes in mainstream journals. Many of these came out after the year 2000, and all of these can be individually researched, and it completely disproves the argument that there is no scientific credible information about any of these topics. So when people say that, you can direct them to this site at afterlifetopics.com/destroyingdebunkers. And just to go over some of these, we have Aston, etc. The efficiency of distant healing, a systematic review of randomized trials. Radin, possible effects of healing intention on cell cultures and truly random events. Duane and Barrett, extrasensory electroencephalographic induction between identical twins. Standish, etc. Evidence of correlated functional magnetic resonance imaging signals between distant human brains. Schmidt, etc. Distant intentionality and the feeling of being stared at. 2 meta-analyses. Achtberg, evidence for correlations between distant intentionality and brain function in recipients. Moulton and Coslin, using neuroimaging to resolve the psi debate. Jensen and Parker, Entangled in the Womb, a pilot studying the possible physiological connectedness between identical twins with different embryonic backgrounds. Telepathy in ESP, Targ and Puthoff, information transmission under conditions of sensory shielding. Puthoff and Targ, a perceptual channel for information transfer over kilometer distances. Storm and Ertel, does psi exist? Comments on Milton Wiseman's meta-analyses. Radin, finding or imagining flawed research. Let's see. Williams, 2011, revisiting the Gansfeld ESP debate, a basic review and assessment. The Gansfeld experiments were a breakthrough in proving telepathy and can be reproduced. Survival of consciousness, of course, Pim van Lommel, near-death experience in survivors of cardiac arrest, a prospective study, the famous Netherlands study. Beischel and Schwartz, Julie Beischel and Gary Schwartz. Anomalous information reception by research mediums demonstrated using a novel triple-blind protocol. When we go into triple-blind experimentation of spirit communication. Kelly and Archangel, an investigation of mediums who claim to give information about deceased persons. Matlock, 2012, bibliography of reincarnation resources online. Precognition and presentiment. Bierman, anomalous switching of the bistable percept of a Necker cube, a preliminary study. Radin and Borges, intuition through time, what does the seer see? Theory. Dune and John, consciousness, information, and living systems, 2005. Bierman, 2010, consciousness-induced restoration of time symmetry. Trisoli, 2012, replication, unreliability in psychology, elusive phenomena or elusive statistical power. Mind-matter interaction. Radin, 2008, testing non-local observation as a source of intuitive knowledge. Potential applications. Carpenter, laboratory psi effects may be put to practical use. 2 pilot studies, 2011. Schwartz, location and reconstruction of a Byzantine structure via remote viewing. Books, tons. Websites with access to articles, Schwartz, Daryl Byrne. Patrizio, James Spottiswoode, Edwin May. Look, I can just go at this all night. Where's this clicking coming from? It's so weird. And, right, so when you deal with these people who say there is no evidence of any of these topics, it's all arguments coming from emotion. This is what some colorful person wrote on the YouTube page recently. Direct them here. If they're not willing to do the basic research, then why should anybody have to waste their time entertaining these types of arguments? You know, I have better things to do. People have better things to do. If they want to engage the arguments, great. Skepticism is great. If they're on a cultural war crusade, then no. Okay, well, this is Cyrus. If you like this stuff, help the channel out, and please hit the subscribe button. And yeah, you can check out Afterlife Topics. We have cool stuff here. These are my books. The Afterlife and Beyond. Let me move it so you can see it. The Afterlife and Beyond. Understanding Life After Death. You can order these on here. And up here are my classes. We do these twice a week, covering lots of crazy topics. Afterlife University. So if you like this stuff, you can check it out at afterlifetopics.com. And I'll catch you next time.